how I make money on OnlyFans, plus tips for you guys on how to promote yourself, specific hacks for the OnlyFans platform, plus my workflow, and so much more. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going over how I make money on the OnlyFans platform, plus so much advice for you guys on how to really grow on the platform and the secret tips that I give in my one-to-one coaching, my courses, and what I do for all of my models. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe down below, or at least just give the video a thumbs up, as it absolutely helps the channel so I can continue to make as much useful content for you guys as possible. And if you are looking for services to skyrocket your OF, then you need to go into the video description down below, join the course. There is so many clients having so much success with the course. I am going to be giving you guys a lot of that info in this video right now, but all of the extra exclusive tips are in that course. So if you are serious about growing and investing your OF biz, you need to go enroll right away. I'm going to jump right into it. These are the techniques and the tips that I, again, like I said, give in my coaching, my mentoring, and my courses, and what I have done for the last over 5 years of being in the OF space, and what I do now for the models that I have. So the first thing I want to say, which so many of you do not understand, is that on OF, the real way to make money is not with a subscription price. Sure, getting that $5 or $10 security per fan that comes through the door is nice for, a lot of you. And if you are a already very big influencer, that will be great when you first launch. But for a lot of you that are starting out from scratch and you aren't going to really have that kind of, I want to say, entrance through the door of a lot of fans all at once in the beginning, the subscription price is not where you're really going to make money. But let me tell you something, even a lot of my clients and these huge models that are only depending on subscription prices are leaving so much money at the door, because the real way to make money on OF is not with that $5 or $10 subscription price. It's with everything else that we are doing on the page to make us money. Because why do you only want $5 or $10 from one fan when we can milk and drain fans correctly and make hundreds to thousands of dollars per fan that enter your page? So you can see obviously the difference there, and we're going to be going over some of that in this video. So again, make sure you're staying all the way until the end. Now let's get into it. With a lot of my clients, they always want to know, should I do a subscription price? Should I do a free page? And again, this does not necessarily matter. And especially if you're starting from scratch, I always recommend doing a free page, so that way you can get a lot more people through the door. But I don't want you guys spending so much time on this, because so many of my clients end up kind of going into a roadblock. You guys, especially my newbies and beginners that are on this video, you overthink things, you put time and attention on things that do not really matter or that aren't going to make you money. So the number one thing is making sure your page is set up correctly. Now, I understand a lot of you may not see how this is or going to pertain to how am I making money on OnlyFans, but your page, your OF page, is kind of the first defense of when you start bringing followers and traffic to your OF page once you start sharing your OF link. If your page is not optimized correctly, you are not going to get the conversions to turn all of this traffic and all of these followers into actual OF subscribers. And let me tell you something, even if your page is free, that does not mean that every single person that comes onto your page is going to subscribe, especially if your page is not optimized correctly. So the first thing you need to be doing is making sure your page is optimized properly. Now, what do I mean by that? In the course, I go over this extensively. I give you guys a lot of in detail information, examples, and what you should be doing. But the 3 key points right now is your profile picture, your banner, and your bio. Those 3 have to be prime, all right? Make sure that your content is very well lit, it's centered, It has good quality, no more of this dark and grainy images on your profile and in your banner. And please, guys, I cannot emphasize this enough. Your banner picture cannot be just a selfie in your banner picture. Normal banners are landscape, okay? So they are widthwise, not lengthwise like a selfie. So when you are putting a picture in your banner picture, you want to make sure that it is landscape, all right? Professionalism. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to go create some like really great banner and pay for someone to do this. It doesn't have to be that extensive in the beginning or really ever. You just want to make sure that you turn your phone to your side. Literally the easiest thing you can do, lay across a beach, a towel, a bed, a couch, a floor, lay across it widthwise, take a picture, and you're going to put that into your banner. Now, when it comes to your bio is your advertisement. It is you telling the traffic and the followers that you are pushing to your OF link what they can expect on your page. So you always want to make sure that you are making this as enticing as possible. You want to make sure those first 2 to 3 lines are the most enticing. You're not just going to put, hey guys, oh my God, thanks so much for being here. Thanks here. Welcome now. I am new to this, blah, blah, blah. Sure, you can write, hi, how are you? Or hi, welcome. If that is kind of inclusive to your personality, that is totally fine. You do want to show that obviously like you are bubbly, you're friendly, and you have a personality. But after that, you should be using those first 2 sentences to write the most enticing sentences possible to really capture and grab their attention. After that, we're skipping a few paragraphs, okay? Then you're going to write everything that you are going to be offering on your page. You want to make sure that you write all of these things down so that way when the traffic comes to your page and possibly looking for something pretty exclusive for you and you are offering that on your page, that is going to increase your conversions to make money on OnlyFans because you have now converted them into an OF subscriber. Once your page is optimized, the second thing that you need to do on your OF page to make sure that it is properly set up correctly to make money on OnlyFans, and right now this is the most passive income you can make on your page, is your welcome message. Now, I know a lot of you may not know what a welcome message is if you are super newbie or that you have these capabilities, but we are able to send automated messages out to every new subscriber that comes onto your page. In the course and in coaching, I extensively go over this, but you are always going to look through your settings. I say this to all of my clients, all of my mentoring clients. This is a business. You wouldn't open up a restaurant and not check out every stove, every refrigerator, all the utensils, the tables. It's the same exact thing. This is a business. Your OF is a business, so you need to treat it as such. You should be going through the entire back end of your page, all of the icons, all of the settings, everything that they have there that you can toggle on, toggle off, leave on, leave off. Any type of resource you should be looking at and utilizing to really optimize your page to make the most money on your page. So welcome message is one of them. You can find that in the chats section of your settings. Now, in your welcome message, as I said, this is the best way to make the most passive money on OnlyFans. So you want to make sure that you have exclusive content for sale in your welcome message, okay? I cannot tell you how many of my page audit clients, once we are confirmed with services, they get onto my schedule. I go to do their page audit. I go onto their page like I would a fan, so I can see the step-to-step process that is entailed in their page, which I do for all of my page audit clients. And the first thing I see is that I won't even get a welcome message right out the gate. This is a no-no. Number one, again, it's that passive income. But 2, you are also opening the lines of communication between you and this fan. You are welcoming them because the actual real way to make money on OF is in those DMs, all right? And again, we're going to be going over that in this video. So make sure you're staying all the way until the end if you are actually serious about getting all of this information and making money on OnlyFans. So you want to make sure you are opening up that line of communication in your DMs, so that way we're able to milk and drain our fans right out the gate. So you want to make sure that you have that welcome message set up. Number one, again, for that passive income. Two, to open up that line of communication. Now, I've been an online entrepreneur now for over 8 years. I've done so much sales and marketing. The number one thing with sales, okay, because again, this is a business, guys, and newsflash, your OF subs are actually customers at this point. So in sales, it is a known fact that you need anywhere from 5 to 7 interactions with somebody before they make an informed decision to make a purchase. So what does that mean? You want that welcome message to go out. You want to be active in your DMs, because the more you interact with your customers, they have those 5 to 7 interactions, the higher the probability of you making money on OnlyFans and on your OnlyFans page and converting and making sales. Now, once all of this stuff is set up correctly and you start getting fans through the door, what I always do, and some of the services that I offer and my models offer, and what we are really doing on my models pages, and again, what I'm teaching in the course and with my one-to-one mentoring. Custom content. Many of you may have heard this. Some of you have may lightly heard it, but not understand it. So we're going to go a little bit deeper dive into this, because offering custom content is a great way to make money on OnlyFans, and again, connect with your fans, and also have backup content now for additional sale. Okay, that's something exclusive that I go over in the course on how you guys really can learn how to do that. But needless to say, custom content. And what is custom content? Personalized content that one fan wants exclusively made for them. Okay, so with custom content, you are going to be making customizable content for one specific fan. But the biggest thing about this, guys, number one, you have to discuss with your fan exactly what they're looking for, what they want, and if you, as the content creator, are okay and comfortable with that. Second, after that, you will never create any type of custom content, send them pictures of anything, any of your props, anything, unless you get paid first. All right. There's a lot of time wasters and freeloaders on the OF space, and really just in general. Okay. Even in just regular sales as well, people always looking for things for free. So you want to make sure that you always get your money first before you do anything. So those are the two biggest things that I always tell my client. Custom content is great. It's a great way to make extra money on OnlyFans, but you want to make sure that you are going to discuss everything and anything and exactly what your fan wants. There you go. I almost got tongue tied over there. And then collecting your money first. Okay. You aren't going to send them pictures, send them all your props, send them everything you have, all of this, all of that. Because let me tell you something, those pictures that they're asking to see so they can decide if they want, they're already freeloading and getting free content from you, and you don't even realize it because you think you're just being nice and setting up the custom content. You don't send any pictures. You don't send any of your props. You tell them what they have. Once they pay, then you can send them pictures on exactly what they want to decide, like to choose from, and anything else. Okay, this is a very, very, very big secret tip, an important tip that I always tell my clients. And this is something that's so easily overlooked, but it's how you will end up losing money if you do not actually are aware of these kind of tricks that fans or freeloaders will do just to get some free stuff out of you. Okay, so this is very, very big. Look out for it. All right. Now, kind of going off of this now with custom content is PPVs. All right. This is something that I teach all of my clients, what I do for my models, because PPVs is a great way to make money on OnlyFans outside of that subscription price, where you can really sell exclusive content on your page. Now with this, and the biggest tip with this is that PPVs, they will never see anywhere else. This is exclusive content. The same thing with your welcome message. It is exclusive content. You aren't going to have certain content in your welcome message and then try to sell it on a PPV, because now you are mixing up your content. You want to make sure that you have your welcome message content PPV content that is going to be exclusive, and then you aren't obviously then going to be using PPV content to try to resell it to other people that have already bought it, all right? You want to make sure that you're very organized. So PPVs, if you don't know what that stands for, it means pay per view content, all right? So with that being said, you would be sending that out in mass DMs to your fans, locked for a price. Now, in the course, I extensively go over how to send mass DMs, how to set them up, your captions for a lot of these things. It really deep dives into all of this. But PPVs is a wonderful way for you to really be making money on your page. Now, the biggest thing though is as your page grows, so will the activity of your page, all right? But you aren't going to be selling or sending PPVs out 10 times a day when you only have 5 or 10 fans on your page. You want to make sure that you are obviously going to do it in a way where it's a little bit more natural. And in the beginning, especially when you haven't gotten the flow of OF down pat yet, you don't want to burn yourself out before you even begin. But PPVs is a great way to make extra money. Now, let's say you have opted for a free page. You are then going to have locked wall posts as PPVs on your actual profile page. Now, if you guys have decided to have subscriptions on your page and a subscription fee, you cannot have locked PPV posts on your wall because they're paying to get through the door. The page itself, the profile, your wall is going to be free to them. But if your page is free, your wall post, you can lock content for PPVs on your wall, all right? So that is a great way, and you should have this set up. I cannot tell you how many clients also I do page audits for. As soon as I jump onto their page, I go onto their wall, it was a free page, and there is no locked wall posts. What are we doing? You're just leaving money on the table. So many clients, I cannot tell you how many clients, even clients that are not even just beginners, that they're intermediate OF models, they've been on the platform for over a year, and their entire free wall is literally free. Their free page, their entire wall, there is not even one locked PPV post on there. How are you going to make money on OnlyFans if you are not optimizing your page correctly and utilizing the resources that you have there to be making money on the platform? I'm going to discuss the biggest way that you are going to be making money on the platform. Now, there is over a dozen ways and services that you can offer on OnlyFans that you guys can make extra money on the platform. And again, the course goes extensively over that, but I'm going to be giving you the number one way outside of all of these other ideas that I've given you in this video, and that is in the DMs, which we discussed earlier, okay? So in the DMs is where you really can make your money. And on OF and for OF models and agencies, we call it chatter, okay? So it's the OF chatter. This is where you make your money in the DMs. You're able to milk and drain your fans. You're building that connection, bridging that gap, offering extra services, and being able to really make extra money by connecting with your customers. So the DMs is where we really, really make our money on OF. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you are super active in your DMs. And the secret tip to this is when you are interacting with your fans, starting up a dialogue, chatting with them, and that's why we call it the chatter, chatting with them to where now you can start sending them locked content with your one-to-one personalized conversation. Now, again, in the course, I go extensively over this, but if you just utilize the structure of what I am telling you, you guys will be able to make money on OnlyFans outside of your subscription price, or if you have a free page, this is how you are really going to be making money on your page, is being able to send them locked content through a specific dialogue with them. Now, let's talk a little bit about workflow and how this would work for you, because again, as I had just said, when your page is brand new, you aren't going to be doing too much on the page, but as the page increases, so is your efforts. So with mass DMs, sending out mass DMs, sending out those PPVs, sending out mass DMs for your chatter, you want to make sure that you are doing it frequently, but not too much to where you're spamming everybody and it's just way too much. As your page grows, then that is how your activity will also go as well. I know I've already repeated this, but I cannot tell you how much I need to emphasize it a lot of the times, because a lot of my clients, they take it too much. They do too much in the beginning. And again, I want you guys to be successful and I don't want you guys to burn yourself out. So if you have less than 100 fans on your page, especially if you have a free page, you just want to be sending out mass DMs a couple of times a week. Now, if you have 100 paid subscribers, then you should be sending out a mass DM at least one time a day or one time every other day. Now, I would really recommend one time every other day. Again, you don't want to be spamming them like that, but this is also going to be coinciding with your posting, okay? So you should be also posting frequently. Now, that does not mean 5 times a day. Don't get me wrong, on my pages that have 50K, 60K subs on those pages, we will be posting 5 to 10 times a day because I do have a team. But for somebody who's a newbie, at least just posting once a day so you can get onto their feed is definitely sufficient. You just have to make sure that you are at least active on your page, but you don't have to be driving yourselves crazy. Now let's get into some tips for promoting yourself, all right? So promo is a very big thing on OF. If you are not promoting yourself, you're not going to get fans through the door, and then how are you even going to make money on OnlyFans if you're not doing that? So the number one way, if you are starting from scratch, is hiring somebody to promote you. Now, myself and my team, we would love to help you guys grow. You can check out all of those services on my site. My direct site link is always in the video description down below. So if you guys do not have a large following, but you're ready to invest and grow your OF biz right out the gate, then you definitely want to be investing in services for somebody to promote you. So again, you can check out my promotional services on my website down below in the video description. If not, you want to make sure that you are growing yourself, okay? That you are growing and promoting yourself every single day. Now, on this channel, I have so many videos, extensive videos going into detail about Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter X, which is one of my largest platforms that my team and I do our social media management for and grow our OnlyFans models accounts and so many of my management clients' accounts. So please make sure that you are checking up the links up here, okay? I'm going to be linking and tagging videos up here on this specific video for all of the videos that you need to be watching after this, okay? I'm not going to be extensively going over every single platform or detail because this video would then be 5 hours long. You are going to go after this video and check out all the other videos for the platforms that you feel that you want to be promoting yourself on. But you need to make sure that you are promoting yourself and your link always. You need to be spamming that link everywhere, just not on Reddit, guys. When you watch the video, I go into detail about how you need to really be handling Reddit. But Reddit is an amazing, amazing platform to really go get OnlyFans subscribers to make money on OnlyFans correctly, because that is a really great platform where they have good quality subs. But there is a lot of things that you need to know about the platform. So again, check out those other videos. There you go, those other videos to make sure that you guys are doing things correctly, all right? But the biggest thing I want to say about promo and promoting yourself, if you are not hiring somebody and their team like myself to do it, you do not want to start every single social media platform right out the gate, okay? You can't do that. You're going to end up burning yourself out, and you don't want to half-ass anything. I literally say, do not half-ass anything. Use your full ass for one thing, okay? So if you feel very comfortable on Instagram, then stay on Instagram. If you feel really comfortable on Twitter X, stay on Twitter X. If you feel really comfortable on Reddit, stay on Reddit. Once you get really good on that one platform and you feel like, okay, I'm starting to get a lot of traffic to my OF, I'm starting to get subscribers, I really got the hang of this, and you have more time now to invest and go onto another platform, that is when you are going to go onto a secondary platform to be promoting yourself for your OF page. But before then, you aren't going to go and blast yourself out onto every social media platform, because all you are going to do is spread yourself out way too thin, and you're going to end up unfortunately failing before you can even begin, because it does get overwhelming. And I am telling you this because I know from experience. When I started over 5 years ago, I was really big on IG. I was like, okay, I started getting OF subs or whatever, and then I was like, I want to blow this out the park. I went onto my Reddit pages, then I was on my Twitter pages, on my TikTok pages, and I was just going crazy. So I couldn't handle the workload. And I was like, whoa, okay, I need to backtrack. I need to focus on a secondary platform. Once I got really good at that, that's when I went to a third platform. And then by then, obviously, I was able to hire a team, and I want the same thing for you guys. But you have to play it smart, okay? You're going to be working smart, not hard with a lot of these things. So that is the biggest tip that I have for you guys. When you're promoting yourself, you choose what platform works best for you. Again, I will have those videos tagged on what social channels really work and specific tips and tricks for those channels in those videos. But you want to make sure you're only focusing on one platform first, getting really good at it, and then you can jump onto a secondary social media platform where you are going to be promoting yourself. Lastly, what I want to finish off with is kind of a little bit pertaining to the social media platforms about not doing too much at once. I get so many of my one-to-one coaching clients, mentoring clients, my course clients, and anyone that reaches out to me on IG asking me these questions. And that is, okay, should I start a free page and a paid page at once? You might see a lot of models that have a free page and then they have a VIP page. And you think, oh, okay, that would be great for me to do. And you go and open up 2 pages. In the beginning, you should not be doing this, okay? You are, again, going to burn yourself out. You cannot try to juggle 2 pages when you do not even understand how to juggle one of your pages correctly, all right? Now, in the course, I extensively teach you how to properly run and manage an OF page to where it's easy for you and it's manageable for you to do, to where then, yes, you can open up your secondary OF page if that's what you wanted to do. But in the beginning, please stop listening to everybody that's like, yeah, open up a free page and a VIP page and then it will be great. No, it's not going to be great, especially when you don't know what you're doing, because then you're just going to be half-assing both pages. You're going to be overwhelmed, and then you're just going to give up before you even really start to make real money, okay? You're going to put all of your focus, attention into one page. Do it correctly. Maybe, again, invest in a course so that way you can educate yourself properly on how to correctly run and manage a page. So that way, when you are ready and you are doing it correctly, you can open up that secondary page. But please do not do that right out the jump and you're going to try to juggle 2 pages at once. Please, this is the real truth about when you are first starting out, okay? So I really hope this video was helpful. Again, check out the links below. Get into the course right away if you are actually serious about making money on OnlyFans. Until next time.